Beautiful morning out here today. How are you guys? This is Brian. I don't know how long you guys have been watching my videos, a few subscribers I have, but if you've noticed, I've taken to doing these while I've been taking walks in the morning. I just really like getting out here, stretching my legs a little bit, and I hope it's a good format for this content. So if you like that I'm doing that, let me know. I'll keep doing it. I enjoy it. So on to the business at hand. The Kansas City Chiefs got handed their ass yet again this weekend. You know, I said in my hype video that it was a very possible thing. It could happen. They have a strong offense, the Texans. Hopkins and Fuller, those guys are on point, man. They can play. So I wasn't terribly surprised, you know. A lot of people seem to be. There's a whole lot of people freaking out about what's going on down there in Kansas City right now. I think they should relax a little bit. Slow down. You know, have a cold one. Whatever it is they do to relax. You know, this is still early in the season, guys. We're not even to the halfway point. We've got a lot of injuries. A lot of people just beat up. We didn't have several of our best players. And, you know, also a thing that, so this is where I give you guys exclusive content. You guys aren't going to get this kind of thing anywhere else. One thing I know about this team, they save stuff for the end of the season, for the playoffs. You're not seeing Spagnuolo coaching us in a way that maximizes every opportunity to shut offenses down. They're just not doing it. They don't want to come out in the playoffs and teams be ready and have seen all the things they're going to want to do on tape. Because that's what the NFL is. Those guys go back and study tape constantly. So if you put it on tape, they're going to be ready for it. So they're just not going to do that right now. I don't know why so many fans haven't figured this out yet, but I have. So if you'll keep watching towards the end of the season, you'll start to see some of those things that we were talking about in the off season, as far as confusing offenses, stunts, blitzes, creating confusing scenarios for the quarterback to try to figure out back there in the secondary. All those things are going to come to fruition when the time is right. You'll see it happen. And remember that I told you it was going to happen. We've got a lot of things to work on, no doubt about that. It would be great if we could execute what we are trying to do right now better. Our tackling is horrendous. We've had issues with ball control. Seems like a lot of the team has been distracted. They really are going to have to do some things to correct these problems between now and then, because even if we do come back at the end of the season with some of these things, game plan wise, with the plays that we run, we're still going to have to execute. And that's one thing we're doing poorly that there's no excuse for. You can call the most basic, simple play, but if you don't execute, you're going to struggle. So we've got to execute. That's something we really are going to have to learn how to do. And, you know, to be honest, I think that with some of the problems we've had, it comes down to the guys, they just haven't been motivated. It's like they've lost what fire they should have in their belly to be competitive. Not just week in and week out, but every play of the game. It's like, you know, they've talked about peaking at the right time. And it seems like right now they're just not peaking at all. You know, if you get to where you practice not being your best, you're not going to be your best. So I think they should focus a little less on that and focus more on executing to the best of their ability, whatever it is that it's called, every down. And if you want to try to peak, you can leave maybe just a little bit in the tank, but you leave too much, and you're going to be left looking flat for the most of the game. And that, I think, is getting us in trouble. So hopefully we'll get that figured out. I look forward to seeing what we do next week. If we change our approach, our attitude, anything, because we're really going to have to get it together. I think we're playing Denver. And Denver, if I'm not mistaken, their defense is showing up right now. So this will be an interesting twist. Instead of the really strong offense, which we've played some good defenses, Denver's defense is playing really, really well right now. So it's going to be interesting to see what we can do. We've got to find a way to protect Patrick Mahomes, establish a running game, start shutting down the run game. That's a big thing. We didn't have our starting linebacker in this week. We had Neiman, which I like Neiman, but at the same time, he doesn't have the experience that we had before. So we're going to have to do something to try to slow these other teams down, or it's not going to matter how good our offense is, and we're going to go down in flames for this middle part of the season. And nobody wants to see that. We all want to see our team win a lot of football games, but just remember, whatever happens right now, we're not at the end of the season yet. So don't give up. Keep your heart in it. Stay true. You are a Chiefs fan, and I am too. And thanks for spending a little time with me this morning on my walk. If you enjoyed it, leave a like and subscribe. Love you guys, and go Chiefs.